Hi, Leo. Welcome to your reading for December 2016. I am a hair late. I apologize. I haven't been late with the monthly readings in a long time, but I guess that tells you what kind of energy I'm in right now. So, 2 days into December already. I'm going to use the Lightseer Tarot for you, but then I cannot remember the name of this deck. I feel like it has something with moon in it, like the Moon Tarot. I don't know, but they're like a shadow type deck, and for some reason, like I was like, oh, I have to pull a couple from that deck for you also. And I had to hunt it down, so I don't know. It's funny how we get here. Anyway, well, we're starting with Mother Mary, our Oracle deck. And we have patience. You weren't the only one to receive this. It's funny because it says patience, and it says I trust in divine timing. But yet we're also coming to the end of Universal Year 5, which is really about, I often think of 5 as the opportunity to close doors. Maybe I don't have to. But I feel like, the ones that want to be closed, or feels like by the end of a Universal Year 5, you feel the resistance. It's funny because, I feel like I did twice the work in November for half the reward. Now, I mean that just like through like YouTube, and not through what it brings to like how much I love doing the readings. But I feel like I'm saying that because I feel like you're in the same type of energy. I'm your neighbor, by the way. So anyways, we have patience, and then we have joy. Joy. By enjoying this moment, I'm giving thanks to God for my life. I feel patience within the Mother Mary deck is like the Eight of Swords attached to Temperance. Okay. Let's go ahead and begin. We have the Ten of Wands. That would make sense if we think about like a Universal Year 5, which, listen, we're all going through. This is universal. And it does bring change. Some change is good, some change may not feel so great, but I feel like ultimately it's leading you back to the mountaintop. It's just like, So, the Ten of Wands, she's taking what she can carry, and she's moving on. Like, she left Mountaintop, and she's on this journey to the next, right? But it's like just taking what I can carry. We have the Star. Some of you, it's like chasing a dream, right? And listen, it may have required some sacrifice. For some of you, it's like you've been in this energy of like heavy responsibility, and nonetheless, there still feels like there's a dream, like something that you want, something that you're chasing. And I don't want to say chasing. We have the Eight of Wands. Okay, face up. That's fast moving energy. That's your intention, what you're sending out to the universe, coming back to you also. In other words, what I think about, I bring about. in the star energy. She's very connected. Eight of Wands, very connected. Ten of Wands feels like, the physical, earthly part of this equation. And, it seems like that responsibility falls on you, right? Because the Ten of Wands is, you know, a sense of responsibility to wherever you're coming from. We have the Queen of Pentacles, can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. This could be talking about, starting something that it's almost like a moving from one energy into another, into like a much more calmer, maybe much more grounded. Some of you, listen, you may be leaving someone, could be a job, and you may be deciding to do something on your own. This Queen of Pentacles knows to bring this Pentacles because she's looking right at this energy of intent. So, like, the Queen of Pentacles is usually wise, has grown from this physical journey, and I feel like she's holding that pentacle, but at the same time, she's like meditating over it. It's interesting, the energy on both sides of that Eight of Wands. So this could be a very, almost like a magical time where you're able to manifest quickly. Your intent is everything, though. I almost feel like, this Ten of Wands energy, it's like she goes on, right? But that energy, that journey, that path doesn't, right? But she goes on. Her story hasn't ended. That situation, that experience has ended. She's heading right to the star. Card of Aquarius, by the way, I don't know if I said that. It's like this Queen of Pentacles is kind of like calling you in, her energy, your energy. Because I feel you're her. Whoever you are, male, female, doesn't matter. I feel it. But I feel like it's almost like the next journey is calling you in. And I feel like you're following it. Even if it requires sacrifice. It probably will. But that doesn't mean, it's like she's heading right to it. It's interesting, I'm not getting any cards, so I'm going to stop. Maybe this is why I brought this deck out. Again, I wish I could remember the name of it, but not very flexible. Let's go ahead and use it for the next, let's say, 4 cards. Or whatever comes out. The reason I don't use these a lot, I love them, is because they're so dark. The coloring is so dark that you really cannot pick them up. Kind of risque, too. Look at that. We have the Devil. I could talk about temptation. Something like that has, through that energy of temptation has kept me connected. Can be a Capricorn. Then we have the Seven of Wands. We have the Six of Swords. And then look at this. We have the Nine of Cups. These cards are beautiful. I just wish they were a little lighter, or if I had a light down on them. So anyways, I feel like what's going on here is I feel like there's just been energy that you've been in that, maybe it's even kept you in a sense of responsibility longer than, sometimes, you're better loving someone from afar. Because I feel like, this is what's going on is it's like you maybe trying to defend what it is that like you want to do, want to be, like what you dream of, that type of thing. And I do feel like you were kind of held back. But I feel like, in the Ten of Wands, it is your sense of responsibility. You felt it, you accepted it, but then it can certainly become too much. So I don't know. It could talk about, just be careful when you're in that energy of getting to that next mountaintop, that, you trust what you have just learned, you trust your wisdom, you trust your energy, you keep your eye to the sky. Keep your eye to the sky. Don't look down. Keep your eye to the sky. Keep your thoughts joyful. Six of Swords coming under that Eight of Wands. Six of Swords is, it's like if I've had to defend the way that I want to live my life, but yet you feel this is the way you should be living your life. By the way, I have the Nine of Cups. And the Five of Swords is just looking. It's exactly what the universal year 5 would ask of you. Like, what holds you back? What is toxic? Who is toxic? I feel like for someone, it's like, you can have an argument with someone and like what you say and then their response to it is like totally different than what you even said. Like you say to yourself, wow, are we on like different wavelengths, right? Like I say this, but you hear that. And maybe it's the other way too. I don't know. But anyways, I feel like that is someone. So I feel like, are you giving yourself permission to go chase your dreams? Queen of Wands or the Queen of Pentacles is sitting here with that pentacle, like, like she's putting her intent out there, and the Knight of Cups right below that. Some of you may talk about, you're freeing yourself. Nine of Cups is beautiful energy. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles right above it. Some of you, this is talking about pentacles within your home and or having a true love of what you do, what you can create, where you want to go, right? What you want to put out into the universe. Somebody doesn't believe in it. Something is holding you back. And that may be the exact thing that doesn't fit into the next chapter. Not if you want it. Like, this all feels very light, right? But then I come down here and it's like, okay. Let's go ahead and take 4 more of the Light Seers. It's almost like I'm on my way to go find my next place, and within my next place, maybe you're creating something out of your home, and it does have to do with your pentacles, but it also definitely feels like, of your dreams, of your hopes. of your wishes, that type of energy. And for some reason, you have the need to defend that. You don't have to, right? Maybe you did. We have the Ace of Swords. You know, when I think of the Ace of Swords, I think of truth, honesty. I think of communication. We have another 7, a 7 of Swords. Under the 7 of Wands. So, you know, it's almost like here I am defending myself over someone who maybe I can't even trust myself. Like, I can't even trust him, her, or this energy. I don't trust what they say. And I find myself in this defensive mode, right? So for some, what I'm saying is like this energy is what puts you in the 7 of Wands energy. Very interesting. I think you've had enough of someone's energy, someone's actions. And I feel like you're seeing it. Like you're seeing it for what it really is. Maybe you're seeing that, you know, maybe you've been tempted back to it. But I feel like, you know, again, like I can't trust this energy that I'm defending myself against. So, like, what's the point, right? What's the point? We have the Emperor. Some of you, I'm telling you, you are looking for, you're looking to bring like your dream of maybe business ownership to life. And then look at this. We have the Queen of Wands. The Emperor and the Queen of Wands. The Emperor could be offering this Queen a position. You know, it's coming under the 9 of Cups. This Emperor comes after the 6 of Swords. That means, you know, once the ties to whatever was toxic and untrustworthy are cut, she, or the opportunity lies on that path. That path. That path is the 9 of Cups, ultimately. So, you know, this is great. And, you know, this Queen of Wands, I always feel like she's rising above. And that may be what it's saying. Like, in this 7 of Wands, it almost feels like whatever the fight is about, it just doesn't seem... It's almost like I'm not with my people. I'm not with my people. But I feel, you know, and if that is your case, go back to the 10 of Wands. It's saying, you know when enough is enough, right? Like, enough is enough. And, you know, don't give up. It's like, yes, you're leaving a mountaintop, but, you know, you're moving. You're, you know, more is coming. Head towards your dreams. Keep your intent towards your dreams. Especially if it has to relate to your pentacles, because, boom, here it is. We have, look at this, the 6 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So that's good news. First of all, you have the 6 of Swords twice. Next year is a universal year 6, by the way. So, you know, it's almost like saying, I don't want to take this shit with me next year. Like, I don't want the same old thing. You know what I mean? But in the same breath, knowing what it is you need to do to, like, accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. You know, I feel like it's very guided. You don't have to worry about that. You know, it's like you don't have to worry that you're going to end in the 10 of Pentacles. You're creating it as you go. You know, the epiphanies that you will probably receive, like, can make it, it's like, you know, I can look at something like, oh, I could never do it. on the other breath, if I feel it, then I know, or I learn to trust that the signs are going to be there to help guide me in the right way, right? If I start to feel like this heavy, heavy resistance again, then I know. Then I know. Boom, stop, okay? At least for this moment, that doesn't feel right, right? So it's trusting that also. Anyway. Anyway. I don't know. Some of you may find yourself working with someone and just may find you're very, very much alike. You know, it's almost like this Emperor appreciates your strength, your willpower, your ability to like rise above. Like this Emperor, in some reason, I feel like is appreciating that. And I feel the reason why is because I do feel like, you know, with 2 6 of Swords, I feel like the Emperor also may have faced similar energy. You know, and I don't feel like that's for everyone, because for many, I feel like this is like, you know, like business ownership, or, you know, like if I'm a songwriter, getting my song out, trusting in myself. If I'm a writer, you know, starting to write that book, or get that book published, you know, all that stuff. If I wanted to be a dancer, take dance classes, right? It's that type of thing. You know, it's moving you into the Nine of Cups, and that's an energy where, listen, it's almost like I don't need anybody else to make me happy in that energy. I can find my own joy within it. And it may be different experiences that you allow yourself to have that maybe before, right? It's different energy, because here it's like heavy in the weight of it. Here it's all creative and light, and you know, the eyes are to the sky, and it's producing the Nine of Cups. We have the Four of Wands. Some of you may be walking away from a marriage, commitment, you know, what was a commitment, a partnership, that type of thing. Whoa, like really? Wow. Just realized it's the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups had to go to the floor, and it's in reverse. Bring us down a little bit. Interesting. You know, it's like the love has drained out of a relationship. That maybe maybe at one time, oh, hello. We also have the Eight of Wands. Interestingly, the Eight of Wands over the Eight of Wands. Listen, maybe this is two people just allowing something to come to the end, because it feels like, you know, like it ran its cycle, and it does feel like maybe the love has drained out. Maybe that's just the way, maybe the love is drained out. You know, it doesn't mean there's not more ace, another ace somewhere out there. But I do feel like it's talking about, you know, and maybe this is something I've been thinking about, and you know, what a terrible thing to say in December. But nonetheless, I feel like this is about, like, you already know that. Like, I'm going to free myself. perfect energy to come over this Queen, Eight of Pentacles. You know, this is where, and I feel this, like, this is where maybe I say, you know what, I don't care about the Ace of Cups coming back to me at this moment. What I care about more is this path of my own creativity, you know, where I'm building my foundation. Eight of Pentacles is great energy of manifesting very quickly. With all that energy of the Eight of Wands going into it, like, you can manifest, and that's what she's doing. Like, she's closing her eyes, right? She's holding that pentacle, like she knows, she trusts that it'll come to her, and I feel like quickly you're manifesting it. But it's where you decide to put your focus, right? That's what's going to grow. But boy, I feel like fast growth. And no wonder you may feel the urge to leave what's not working, because I don't know how you can't feel like called towards this energy. Okay, let's keep going. You know, and listen, the Ace will come back in when it's ready to come back in. And I feel like in the Nine of Cups energy, honestly, you know, what will be will be. I'm not saying no to it, but I do have, you know, like, this. We have the Wheel. Destiny. You know, listen, some of you may have, like, walked through what felt like the dark night of the soul. And maybe you knew that you had to, right? And, you know, like, even if I'm leaving someone, even if this love is drained out, I still don't want to look at, I want to look at it for what it really was. Like, what did I learn out of it? What was my sense of responsibility in it? And not to judge yourself, but I feel like because this is part of your destiny, then there's something to be said within that, right? Like, then that means there's something to be learned within that. We have, look at that, exactly what I was feeling, the Nine of Pentacles, coming over the Seven of Wands. So again, energy, you know, oh, look at this. Didn't even know the Ten of Pentacles was there. Look at that. You know, Ten of Cups is nice, but I'll take the Ten of Pentacles. You know, this is saying that, you know, and look at this, the 8, the 9, the 10, all of Pentacles. And it is after, you know, I make that move away from, you know, whatever is not serving me, and really following, like, your dreams, like, trusting it, right? Because if I focus on it, I will grow it. And boom, the Nine of Pentacles, hello. That's about success, right? It's also about patience, knowing that I need to build it. I need to build it. Maybe not everyone was believing in your dream, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't. And then the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. What else we have? We have the King of Swords. Can be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. You know, it simply feels like someone has stolen your joy. And within saying that, it's like they're stealing more of your life than it needs to be. Because there's more experiences, is what I'm trying to say. And one of them is very, like, very abundant. And it can be in money, but it doesn't have to just be in money. It can be like the ability to, like, save money so I can buy a home, my home, right, with my name on it. Like, that may be important, but I'm willing to work towards it. I'm willing to focus on it. And the universe is like, okay, well, there's quick moving energy around that. So very fast, very quickly. And I feel like as long as you focus on it, you're going to have success. And again, next to the wheel, like, it's almost something that naturally, listen, doesn't mean you have to learn it, but I feel like naturally you are just what you need to be within it. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands again. Maybe the Queen of Wands is the one who's being untrustworthy. We have the Death card. Can be card of Scorpio, but you know, it's a card of endings. You know, I feel like the Queen of Wands is coming over the Seven Swords. You know, I really don't feel that she's like the untrustworthy one within this situation, but I feel like she's the one who has to make the next move, because I feel like joy being sucked out. So the Queen of Wands would be the perfect queen to come out because she's movement, she's action, right? A lot of fire down here. You know, for some of you, I feel like also you may find yourself on a path doing something that in some way maybe your father did, or in some way your father helps to guide you. You know, it's hard to really feel and see the signs when we are so like trapped within, you know, fake and what do I want to say, like worry and all that, you know what I mean? So I feel like what I'm saying, no matter what anybody's saying to you or about you, about what it is that you yourself can create, just don't listen. I feel like you know, again, like there may be a father that is helping to guide someone. We have Taurus in reverse, the Hierophant. Maybe you don't feel their connection. You know, the Hierophant number 5 asks you to look at your own belief system. You know what I mean? Are you living your belief system, or are you living in someone else's? That type of thing. You know, I don't love that it's in reverse because I feel like it's almost like you're not trusting. But it's interesting, you know, it's like I want to take another card with it because it almost doesn't make sense to me. Unless for some of you, it could be a Taurus that, like your father, could have been a Taurus and may no longer be here. We have the World flipped itself over in the deck, in the, you know, in the upright. The next chapter. So maybe there's just a little doubt within this next chapter. I do feel like you have to fight some energy. And I feel like ultimately, like, if this is you wanting to chase a dream, and you're willing to put the focus, no matter what anybody else is saying, some of you, it will, like, unfortunately, like, relationships may come to an end, but I feel like the love is drained from them anyway. And I feel like you're just being guided in a different direction anyway. And you're being guided to something within you. You know, again, the Queen of Pentacles, wise, right? The Emperor, the leader of the people. But because he has walked their shoes. And I definitely feel like if this is a person, they have probably walked the same shoes you have, just in a different way. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I was going to say, but I do feel like even fathers, helping, I feel like you just have to trust, you have to find your belief. I feel like there's just, there's like some things you just need to clean up. Doesn't, and maybe I do feel like doors do have to close, and I had a question like, how can you just close the door? Well, if you're truthful with yourself here, because, in the Ten of Wands, I feel like, first of all, I'm putting in all the energy. I'm putting in all the energy, and it doesn't feel like it's like maybe it's part of your soul's plan just to learn that, but I feel like it's gone beyond that. So if I'm just real, and if I'm feeling like this calling in my gut, I don't have to know what it is. I just have to follow it. I feel like, how will I know? I feel like the right things, like the right videos, will be put in front of you. That's why I think carefully about my title, because I know that that title has to, because I know the readings are for many. Um, anyway, I'm just very careful with the title, because I want you to get a glimpse of what the reading's about. Anyway, why am I saying all that? So, truth be told, I feel like love is on the back burner right now. It doesn't mean it won't happen. But right now, I feel like you have the energy to just manifest if you allow yourself. Um, Even if I'm only taking what I can carry, listen, the Ten of Pentacles, here it is, right? The Nine and the Ten. And especially if you're working from home, like, can you be successful? It's an absolute, right? But it depends on you also, right? You have to put your focus on it. It's almost like I gotta just forget about the rest of the world for a little while and put the focus on me, my dreams, and then start to build it. You know, what's that? Build it and they shall come. No, what? Thinking, fill the dreams, build it and they will come. Okay, we have more cards. We have, look at that, the Ten of Wands again. We have the Three of Wands. First of all, here, Ten of Wands is that way, looking in the past, and Three of Wands is looking in the future. So I just want you to know that. We have, hello, Two of Wands. I feel like Three of Wands is intent. Like, you know what? I know that there'll be a cup along my journey sometime, somewhere. But right now, like, and, I'm not saying no to anything except if it doesn't expand me. But I feel like, yeah, maybe you're saying no to love right now, and it may be a good thing, because I feel like right now, it's about you and your desires and what you can create, and the universe backing you up. It feels like this Ten of Wands again, all around this Four of Wands, it's become a lot of weight. And though, lessons are in that, there's also endings, right? It's not like the universe wants you to learn one big, long lesson, right? The lesson's in there, and when you see it, you see it. When you know it, you know it. So anyway, well, look at that. We have the Queen of Wands, or the Queen of Swords now coming over the King of Swords. I like the Queen of Swords under the Eight of Pentacles, by the way, because this, and you have the Ace of Swords down here, so this may talk about communication, like that type of thing, and what you bring to the world. The Queen of Swords is someone who definitely has learned to use her sword. That is her weapon. That's her weapon of choice, right? And she cuts what does not serve her. She cuts lies. If it is not truth, but I'm giving that truth. I expect nothing from you that I'm not willing to give myself. Um, but beyond that. So, anyways, I feel like intellect, all that, I feel like this is coming into play now. It just feels like it's really coming into play now. Um, know thyself. We have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles together. So this is about creating within your physical material world, and being grounded, like being grounded, and then the energy of your intuition and trusting your words. You know what I mean? I feel like your words, your written words, your spoken words, all that are illuminated. And that's the path I feel like you're heading down. And on that path, it's a different life. It eventually will be a different life, right? We're starting at the two. We have the intent. The Three of Wands over the Nine of Pentacles. Can I do it? Yes, I can. Can I do it? Yes, I can. And then you're doing it. Period. And then you're doing it. And I think I'm going to leave it there. But I want to read the cards because I feel like they really tie everything together. So let's read Patience. Something fire doesn't have or want to have a lot of patience. Like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to take my time. I want to move. I'm just going to talk about, quick moving, getting into relationships very quickly, and then them not working out. And it's like, oh, eventually I figure it out. Anyway, patience. God's timing is perfect, as this card reminds you. When you pray for help, that request is heard and answered. If your prayer involves other people, their free will decisions influence the timing of the outcome. Heaven knows this and devises ingenious solutions that arrive at exactly the right moment. You receive this card as a reminder to have patience with God's plan and solution. If you try to control, force, or push your own agenda, you may miss out on an infinitely better alternative. Ask Mother Mary to help you demonstrate her infinite patience and trust in God's timing. It's funny, I had someone ask me a question about that, like how can we, just trust in God's plan. I feel like it's also talking about, within that plan is also your part. You know what I mean? And I feel like what it's saying is like, like if I want love and I want someone to come in and they must have like blonde hair and they must have blue eyes and they must be 6 foot tall, and they cannot be ever married. Like I have so much that instead of just saying, and knowing that your vibration determines everything, because where you're at determines what follows. And I feel like the Queen and the King of Swords kind of represent that, like very like-minded. The Queen of Wands and the Emperor, both fire, right? So what am I trying to say? So I feel like our part within it all, right? Our intent, our knowing when, like, instead of saying like, God keeps throwing these hard things on me, we just have to, and maybe it's true, but we also have to look at our part. Okay, that felt like a speech, and I apologize. I did not mean to do that. I meant to be joyful. Joy. Mother Mary guides you to enjoy this moment and the next, regardless of what you're experiencing. As you cultivate the ability to find joy in the present, you pull to you more reasons to be joyful. In every situation, you have opportunities to find blessings. Your happiness inspires others to transform their own sorrow into bliss. Wow. You can resolve your current question and situation by choosing the path of joy. What would bring more of it to your heart and soul? Your heart and your soul. So, I feel like, you're on a guided path, and I feel like some of you are feeling it, and it's saying, trust that. It's like we're coming to the end of the difficulty and we're moving into much more balanced type energy. 5 is also about freedom. Freedom. It's change. But it's change with grace. It's grace. So, it's like, because sometimes it's like, why do I keep fighting this same fight and then I keep getting the same results? Like, I'm just tired of it. Or like, why do these people or this person, like, I say one thing and they hear another, and no matter what I do, it's like, it's just the way it is. Our vibrations are off, right? I just got to know that. Now you can lower your vibration, but you don't want to do that. Anyway, I love you guys. I thank you for everything that you do for me and my channel throughout the year, through all the difficult times. I thank you for your viewership. I truly do. I should have said this on all the videos, but I'm choosing yours. Because without you guys, and the people I do personals for, I would be nothing. I shouldn't say nothing. Nothing within this. You know what I mean? Anyways, I love you. I will see you next time at my table. Bye-bye.